name is Nicole Traylor. As you can see, I am not Kimberlyn, who's normally here with you. So that's why we already had a technical glitch, because this is not what I do every day. But welcome to Brown Girl Boss. I'm so excited that you guys are on. If you are here with us live, please say hi in the comments. Let me know where you're from. I am here in Tampa, Florida, chatting with you guys tonight. Some of you may recognize me from Hey Beautiful. I host the regional monthly check-in calls that we do every month. Myself and Aisha do those with you guys. So I'm so excited to be filling in for Kimberlyn tonight on Brown Girl Boss. Somebody dropped something in the comments, so I know that you're actually here. It's like I said, all this technical behind the scenes is not usually my jam. I just press live on Facebook and go. But we're fancy at the Beautiful Brown Girls, so we are running through StreamYard. So somebody say hi so that I know that you can see me. All right. Thank you, Christina, Marissa, welcome. Vegas. Yes. I used to go to Vegas every year, and this year I can't go. Stinky COVID. I couldn't go last year either. So thank you guys so much for being on. I'd love to hear everyone else. Where are you from? Drop in the comments. Let me know you're here. I appreciate seeing you guys. Hey, Simone in New Jersey. Hope you guys are having an amazing Wednesday. In my world, Wednesday is normally Wellness Wednesday. So I love the topic that we're talking about tonight with vision boards, because it is all about wellness and focusing on our goals. Hi, Aisha in Atlanta. So glad you guys are here. Okay, I actually turned on Facebook and now I can see myself over there. I don't need any of that, so let's turn that off. Christina in Miami. Awesome, awesome. All right, you guys. Welcome. Again, this is Brown Girl Boss. And again, I am not Kimberlyn. My name is Nicole Traylor, and I am filling in for her tonight. And I'm so happy to be here with you guys. If you're just coming in, please drop in the chat where you're checking in from. And I just want to remind you guys what the mission of the BBG TV Brown Girl Boss. This is our virtual platform that allows us to connect with like-minded women who are on a mission to live their very best lives. We come to you weekly with programming that will challenge and inspire you and get the conversation going to connect with other beautiful brown girls. So thank you guys so much for being on here tonight. We are going to start it off. I just want to tell you a little bit about Ashely Murdock, who is our vision board expert, who's going to be on tonight. But before I do, I would love for you guys to answer this question for me. Have you ever made a vision board? So, never, every year, done it in the past. Maybe you did it this year for the first time. Let us know. Drop that in the chat so we can hear from you and whether or not you have ever made a vision board. So Ashely Murdock is a vision board expert, a certified health coach, personal trainer, author, speaker, and the creator of Successful in Pink, a health and wellness company that inspires women and girls to be in the pink or to be in good health. She specializes in helping women and girls prioritize all aspects of wellness, such as physical, relationship, mental, and financial wellness. She creates a fun and impactful experience for women and girls to be their best selves using holistic health practices, vision boarding, and affirmations. She provides virtual vision board experiences with the Successful in Pink boxes. Vision board boxes that include access to a virtual vision board party and all the materials that you need to identify, visualize, and manifest and achieve your wellness goals. She provided health coaching and vision board experiences to women in co-working spaces, multinational companies, nonprofits, wellness retreats, families, friend groups, etc. So whatever kind of group you have, she can definitely help you with these vision boards. I can't wait to learn more from her. You can find her on all social media, Successful in Pink. But I'm going to bring her up now so that we can chat. Hello, Ashely. Wait, unmute. Technical difficulty. Yes.
Hey, everyone. Happy Wellness Wednesday and Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, yeah. This isn't a margarita in my cup. It's not. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. I can't wait to learn more. And I guess the first place we should start is just tell us about you. How did you get to here?
Yeah, of course. So, hey, everyone. My name is Ashely Murdock. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, but I am tuning in today from Washington, D.C. This is now where I live in my beautiful home, in my office. You can see some vision boards behind me here. Back here is kind of my little meditation area. But just to tell you a little bit more about myself, I am a certified health coach, a personal trainer, meditation teacher. Wellness has always been a huge part of my life. So has vision boarding. I actually put together my first vision board in 2016. And for those of you that are new to vision boarding, a vision board is essentially a collage of pictures, images, quotes, positive sayings, affirmations, whatever the case may be, to really visualize what your goals are. So you can see some examples back here on my board. But after creating the vision board for the first time, I created one for my personal life. I created one for business. And really took the time to think about what I wanted for myself. Then started to see all of those things start to come true as I continued to manifest them, and I had my whole vision together. And so going through that experience just really ignited this fire and passion in me. I was like, one, how did I just find out about this? Two, everyone needs to know about vision boards because it helped me so much that I want to empower other women and girls to go through the same process and really prioritize their life and their future and live to be their best selves. So I would host vision board parties in person. Then COVID hit, right? So I had to completely switch up my strategy. So I came up with the vision board boxes. So I'll send you all the materials that you need. And later, I'm sure I'll give you a little sneak peek of what's in the boxes. But we get on, we have a really fun virtual vision board party. But definitely just came from my experience and my passion and my drive to just share this amazing process with others.
I love that. One of the words that you said to me that stood out just now was manifest. And so I want to, there we go. I don't want to mispronounce her name, but Braniella said, she made one for the first time last year and it definitely made a difference. So how can these boards make a difference? And what do you mean when you say you started to see things manifest?
Yeah, of course. So I think the best thing about vision boards, at least for me, is that it helps you to see the full picture of what you want for yourself. Sometimes that's really helpful, especially as you're trying to figure out your life and navigating through it, to have that final visual of the words that empower you, how you want to meal prep in your life, how you might want your body to look, women that inspire you, things of that nature is really helpful. So it's that motivation as well to continue to work towards and achieve your goals, because you have that visual of what you want. It's right in front of you, so you know what you need to do to move forward. It also really helps with kind of putting together positive thoughts and positive thinking. Your board is really focused on motivating you and giving you, all the ammunition that you need to accomplish your goals. So seeing that every day and focusing on that positive energy helps it to radiate within yourself. Another great thing about vision boards and visualization in and of itself is when you continue to have the boards up, like you see behind me, kind of that visualization, I'm looking at the board every day, right? Seeing all the things that I want, that starts to get ingrained into my subconscious. And then you're going through that process of the law of attraction where I'm seeing things, it's in my thoughts, it's my focus. I'm starting to attract the things that I want, open doors and the opportunities that I want. So an example would be for the first board that I created, one of the things that I put on there was to be a stay-at-home boss. I am 100% remote. I have this business that we're talking about today, and I'm also an HR professional, but both allow me to be 100% remote. Also put on my board that I wanted to find my passion. This I hadn't discovered until, after I put that vision board together. So really being intentional I would say, about what I want and visualizing that and taking the time to continue to not only look at the board, but take opportunities and action to bring my vision to fruition and really make it a reality for myself has completely, changed my life.
I love that. And I love seeing your dreams come true, right? And it's, to me, I always think of it like you're giving yourself a path. Like you kind of thought about, this is where I want to go. And it's like mapping it out, I should say, not just a path.
Exactly.
But it's like, I want to go to California. How am I going to get there? Like the vision board is that path to your California, to working remote and finding your passion. So that's awesome. Earlier, you talked about different types of vision boards. So I wanted to ask everyone watching, have you made a vision board specific to one area? Like, this is my career, or this is love, or this is maybe a vision board just for an event or something, maybe like a wedding, or have you just done general life? Because I've always just done general life, and I didn't even think about doing, the individual ones. What do you think the benefit is there of focusing in on one specific area?
Yeah. So the great thing about the boxes that I put together right now, I have a physical wellness box, so it just focuses on fitness and nutrition. And I have a love box where we focus on relationships. So not only relationships with others, but your relationship with yourself. And I think it's really great when you focus on one particular topic, because then you can really take the time to sit down to assess how you feel in that aspect of wellness, where you want to be, identifying your goals, being very intentional and mapping that out and being very focused. A lot of times if someone is new to vision boarding and you're trying to plot your whole life, on a visual, on a board, that's very, very overwhelming for some people. So taking those different steps, and that's why I kind of broke it up into different aspects of wellness, you're really able to focus on one area, like I mentioned, and continue to kind of go around that circle to focus on that holistic health and be your best self.
Absolutely. So Christina commented kind of what I was saying, that she's heard of doing different ones, but always just done the yearly for the general life, but wants to do one to focus on family and business now too. And you just piqued my interest with the health and wellness box, because that's the goals that I'm working on right now. So I always, like you said, try to throw everything all on one board, and then it gets overwhelming. And then you try and put them in little sections. You're like, okay, This is my physical health, and this is my career here. And then it's like this crazy hodgepodge. So I love the idea of this board is just for this. Someone else, Ashely, is saying, I haven't vision boarded yet, but I definitely write down my vision on paper in detail. And this is too a game changer.
That's awesome.
I know that's part of your process too, isn't it?
Yes. So when it comes to the party, one of the things that we focus on first, of course, you network and get to meet amazing women, like-minded women from all over the U.S. And I did have international person on one call before from Mexico, so that was fun. But I include in the boxes a workbook. So instead of just throwing you into the process, right, and telling you, what is your vision for fitness and nutrition, go, we take the time to go through a worksheet that I put together that really gives you some time to do the things we just talked about, right? Be intentional, figure out where you are in your journey, be honest with yourself. We actually will rate where we are in our journey and talk about how we feel about our current place. We'll talk about where we want to be. So it's really setting up kind of the mental space that you need to be in. I also think too, one of the great things about the party is we always start from a place of celebration and success. And one of the things that I do want you to take away whenever you're going through the process of identifying your vision or resetting, trying to move forward on a path of health and wellness or really changing your life, you want to do it from a place of celebration and happiness, and take some time to really reflect and think about all the things that you've accomplished so far. And the reason I say that is a lot of times when we're putting our goals together, and sometimes when people put their boards together, they start from that place of, well, what are all the things I didn't do? And you never want to start from a place of negativity when you're taking this big, huge step, right, to make a huge change in your life. So definitely taking the time to celebrate yourself. I'm sure there's tons of stuff that you've done already to work towards your wellness goals. Remember that, and then use this as a stepping stone as you continue to move forward to get to that bigger end goal.
Absolutely. Andrea just said she started a decorative planning, which is like a weekly vision board, and she uses stickers. She said,
That's really cool.
I love that. Decorative planning. Tell me more about that, Andrea. Is that like planning your week, but it's like goals with stickers? That seems a lot more fun than like this just boring planner here. I need to incorporate some of that. Ashely also mentioned that she was the one who said she wrote down her goals. She said that's how she manifested her dream apartment in detail. I love that. So I'd love to hear from anyone else. No, that's not what I wanted. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. I'm learning the technology, y'all. Have you manifested anything from your vision boards? I would love to hear from everyone else. If you've done them in the past, or maybe even from goal writing, have you manifested anything, and share with us? We'd love to hear those successes that happened. What else was I going to tell you guys? Oh, so I did a vision board in 2019, and it was 2020. So I went to a vision board party in 2020 in January, and it was in person, and it was fun, and we were all mingling and talking and sharing our dreams, and I cut up a bunch of stuff, but then I never actually got it on the board until we were on lockdown, because then I had nothing else to do. So I actually got it all on the board. So one, I'd love for you to talk about that whole process of getting it from idea to actually making the board, and how you do that with your product. But also, I did manifest something that was on my board. I wrote the word glow really big on my board, and I didn't even really know what that meant at the time. But I started a group called Glow Friends, and it's my passion project, and it's what I'm excited about. And I didn't even realize it until this year. I was making my vision board. I was looking at last year's, like really looking at it, and I was like, oh my gosh, glow is huge in the middle of my vision board. And I did not tie the two together until that moment.
Wow, that's awesome.
But I would love for you to share more about the box and how it's more manageable with you to get from pile of cut up things to actual vision board.
Yeah, of course. So this is an example of a board that I put together based on some of the materials that come in the box, but you'll actually receive the board in the box. A lot of people will put some images on the front and on the back, select for the topic of physical wellness. Some people will do fitness on one side and nutrition on the other. But the way that the party is set up, it's a really fun 2-hour session. So you have that time up front to network. We do some really fun icebreakers for you to get to know the other women on the call. Then we'll dive into that workbook that I talked about. Then we really have that time together, about 45 minutes, to dive into putting the board together with a finished board. Because I think that is super key when you're mapping out your vision, right? The hope is that you finished mapping out your vision and you have kind of your roadmap of how you want to move forward with your goals. So it's definitely important and planned within the party that we make sure that you get your board done, and people will take some time to kind of go through and show the things that they talked about. I think another really great thing too is for my parties, I make sure everyone has the same magazines. So as we're talking and cutting things out, as you've bonded with different women, you can say, oh, I remember that you said you're focusing on yoga on page 80. You should definitely check out this picture. So another kind of fun way that you start to make that virtual experience more fun and more engaging, or I include cocktail mixers, 0 calories, so healthiest ones I could find. But, drinking, and if that's your thing, that's another thing that you can do as you're kind of bringing this party to life. I'll play music. So it's really about creating this experience for you to feel comfortable and have fun and feel safe meeting other women. identifying your accountability partners, but ultimately having that time to really walk away with something that's going to help you move forward with your goals.
Absolutely. So if someone wanted to do this with a certain group of friends, is that possible, or is it every month or every so often you have them at specific times?
Both. So how it works now is if you're interested in purchasing the physical wellness box or the love box, you would go to successfulinpink.com. You would purchase the box. You'll receive an email that will send you to Eventbrite to show you different times that I have available for the fun party where you get to meet other women. So if you're interested in kind of networking and meeting new people, that's an option. If you're also interested in a private party for friends or family, I'm working with a nonprofit, you would just let me know and I can make sure that I can set up a session for you, or just make sure all your friends sign up for that one session if you kind of all want to be in the group but still meet people. There's definitely a lot of different ways that it could work out.
That's really cool. So you've talked a lot about wellness. I didn't, previous to this year, didn't connect vision boards with wellness. So how do those two play together?
Yeah, so I think taking a step back, when I decided to transition this business of vision boarding virtual with the pandemic, a lot of things were happening and people were dealing with depression and anxiety. There were issues when it came to mental wellness and things of that nature. But when I really think about some of the things that I was trying to change in my life and trying to identify and understand what makes me happy, that always comes from a place of wellness for me, and holistic health and wellness at that. So ensuring that I have my physical wellness in order, that I have my relationships in order, financial wellness, all those different things really kind of make up my happiness and being in the pink and good health for me to be my best self. So that's why I decided to go with the focus of wellness. Also, of course, being a health coach and a personal trainer, right? This is what I live and breathe. So I put my all and my expertise into kind of these topics. But so far, I've launched those first two boxes with that focus on the physical wellness and the relationship, but hope to continue to launch boxes as I go down the line to ensure that I'm touching on all aspects of wellness. So that way, as someone's going through the entire journey, you really do start to focus on becoming your best whole self.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. It's a whole wheel. Like, I think I mentioned it in your intro where you talked about, physical, relationship, mental, financial, like all of those are aspects of wellness. And sometimes we don't think about that, like that financial is part of our wellness. But we all know when finances aren't right, it's affecting other parts of our lives.
Exactly.
Well. So it definitely is all connected. And that is so important. The other thing I wanted to ask you about is, well, I mean, you kind of said it, but why do you think vision boards are so important? Like, why, for the ladies who have never done this or they did it years ago, why should they do it either with your box or just in general? Why do you think they should create a vision board?
Yeah, so I think you should create a vision board because, like we've talked about a bit earlier, it's a great way for you to really map out what you want to accomplish. And when it comes to my boards, I specifically do have that focus on wellness. And when you think about some of the things that people do want to accomplish, and even like the standard New Year's resolutions and all that fun stuff, right? Like health and wellness is always number one or number two on everyone's list. So definitely sign up to come to a virtual vision board party, get your box. I think it's a really unique experience that I've created because I want to ensure that you're focusing on your vision, but you're doing it in a group of other women who are going through the same struggle and you guys are figuring this out together. So it makes it a fun way for you to prioritize your health. Also, when you think about it too, when's the last time that you blocked out 2 hours to put yourself first? So that's also another thing, right? Like taking the time to really prioritize your health is super key. But yeah, ultimately, I think vision boarding is just a really great way for you to start to really just sit down with yourself and identify what you want and map that out So that way you have that visual. You can hang it up in your bedroom, hang it up in your office, take a screenshot and put it on your phone. But that will be that constant reminder to yourself of what you want to accomplish.
Absolutely. I love that. So if we want to stay in contact with you, how do we do that?
Great. So there's a couple of different ways. I am on Instagram. So for my business page, you can follow at Successful in Pink. I also have my personal page at Ashely C. Murdock. So on that page, you'll kind of see meditations and tips and tricks and some of that kind of cool stuff. And then my website is successfulinpink.com. So everything is successful in pink. And then just to go back on kind of what that means, I know you mentioned it earlier, but in the pink means to be in good health. So that theme of holistic health and wellness and focusing on all areas and 360 view that we talked about, I hope to help you accomplish all that. Because once all of your areas are aligned and you've taken the time to really focus on all aspects of wellness, you can truly elevate and be your best self.
Absolutely. I'm curious, I don't think we talked about this. What made you get into this? We talked about why vision boards, but why health? How did you get into this field?
That's a great question. So a couple of different things inspired me on this journey. But I think it was really as I started to take a look at my own health, being an African-American woman, being in this world where there's all these things against you like diabetes and high blood pressure, kidney disease is something that is prominent in my family. All these things they say I'm going to get. And what I wanted to do is really think about how I could break that generational curse and move forward in life and create healthy and happy generations to come. So it really came through my own kind of figuring out and trying to shift my life and to move forward and be happy and healthy. And so from there, did some research, went to receive my health coach certification and learned a bit more about health and wellness, decided that, I was very passionate about the subject and wanted to start to share that with other people, whether it was through speaking engagements or on Instagram or tips and tricks. Then the vision board event popped up into my lap randomly. I found it on Eventbrite, and it kind of took off from there. So just a series of aha moments to really get me here to focus on my health and wellness.
Beautiful. I love it. No, it is so very important. And okay, good. Somebody asked for your personal page and it was posted. I'm going to show it up here too so everybody can see Ashely C. Murdock. So tell us, when is the next group session scheduled? And if we want to buy a box and participate in that, is there a deadline for us to do that?
These are all great questions. So
and if you don't know the answer, it's okay.
No, I do. No, I know the answer.
Top of my head.
Okay, so the next series of parties are going to start in June. The reason that I'm waiting until June is just to give folks some time, of course, to sign up, but also knowing the lovely post office and UPS and FedEx, I like to give about 2 weeks for the boxes to come. But essentially, you can just go to successfulinpink.com, and then once you buy your box, like I mentioned a bit earlier, they'll send you the link with the Eventbrite. You'll kind of have a couple of options to choose from. Parties are normally on Fridays and Sundays. Sometimes I'll switch it up and do Mondays. So hopefully there's an option there that works for you. But if not, definitely reach out to me and let me know, as I want to make sure you get into a party. But yeah, June is when it's coming up.
And you have a special offer for us, right?
Yes, I do. So if you go onto the website and purchase a box, if you use the code BBGTV10, you'll get 10% off the box. So make sure to write that down. Of course, you'll see me blasted on my social, but BBGTV10 is what you want to use to get that discount just for watching today.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. And Christina appreciates you giving the beautiful brown.
Had to do something.
If there's anybody watching who has any questions, please let us know. Ashely, is there anything else that I forgot to ask her that we didn't cover that you want to make sure that we know about you, your company, and just in general about our wellness, since it's Wellness Wednesday?
Yeah, of course. I would actually like to show some of the things that come in the box. So this is the lovely box. It is pink. And on the front of the box here, it says she takes a journey of self to become her best self. So that key theme of becoming your best self, which is why we're on this call today, is super huge, right? So there's a couple of things that come in your box to help you get to this point. First, you get a notebook, you get a pen. So this just helps you as we're going through the workbook. If you feel like you don't have enough space, you can always use that and use it moving forward as you're writing out your goals, like someone mentioned that they did. You also get the glue. You get affirmation cards and an affirmation card holder. So this is probably my favorite part of the box. And I was just reaching for mine because I kind of keep it on my desk here. But affirmations are another way that I really focus on manifesting my goals. And for those that don't know, affirmations are I am statements. So an example would be, I am healthy and happy. I am so happy and grateful now that I love myself when I look in the mirror. It's those statements that you continue to say to yourself, again, back to that theme of visualizing and positive thinking, to really manifest and reflect that in yourself. A lot of people will use affirmations for that purpose, to help with positive thinking if you're working on your self-love. So you definitely have a couple of different options with the affirmations, but it's just another tool that I'm arming you with to help you achieve your goals. Then you get those cocktail mixers like we talked about, 0 calorie. They're from RSVP Skinnies, so they're always a great addition to the party. You get that workbook that we talked about that has that worksheet, but I also include in here some tips and tricks. So for physical wellness, we talk about eating healthy and working out and trying to make that a part of your routine. For the love box, we really talk about self-care tips and ways that you can start to think about your relationship with yourself and love yourself again. You also get the board, and then you also get magazines. So this is the huge part, right? Like, I'm literally giving you everything that you need. So you'll get the magazines in there. In the love box, you'll get some stickers to make the board really cool. But another thing that I do that's a bit different is I try to give you something in the box that you can also start to use to bring your goals to life. So for the physical wellness box, you get resistance bands. So these are super easy to start to use. I send you different workouts that you can do. You can even use them like right at your desk because you're on a call, right? It's just that actual, right? Right? That actual tool that you need. Or for my love box, let me just grab this really quickly. I give you this really cute mantra band that acts as a reminder of what you want for yourself. So it says, be you, love you, always, always.
I just want I'm going to just order for the mantra band. That's so cute. Can I buy the box but not attend the virtual event? Maybe do it with some friends. I believe the answer is yes. Am I right?
So right now, how I have it set up is no. Actually, when you purchase the box, you're purchasing the entire experience. Yeah, but definitely reach out to me separately because, as we mentioned before, if you're interested in hosting the party with your friends, I can give a group discount. I can help you go through the process of creating the vision board so you don't have to worry about the planning and making sure everyone actually, has an actionable board. That's where I come in.
Okay. Good to know. All right. Is that everything in the box?
Yeah, that is everything.
And that's everything you need. So I didn't mean to say it like it wasn't enough. It was more than enough. Christina loves a private party. She's like, I like that.
Yes, girl. I'll be reaching out to you.
But no, that's perfect because I think that's one of the biggest challenges with the boards I think you cover all of them. Like number one, why am I doing this? What are my goals? Where am I going? What do I need to focus on? So you have the workbook and the group time for that. And then it's actually putting it together, actually having all the tools ready. Like I've done it and I've been like, oh, and now I don't have glue. Now I need to go to the store. It'll be 12 more days before I finish because I didn't have glue, when I started. So having it all right there and having, like you said, I think time for yourself, that self-care time, that personal time, that you time is so important. And so many times we think of self-care, and this is not wrong, but I call it showy self-care. I'm going to the spa. I'm going on vacation.
Right.
Like, that's awesome. And you should definitely do those things. But like, this is the self-care that you really need to dig into your goals, to your wellness. And so 2 hours of doing vision boarding is self-care. It's 2 hours for you to get your mind right and get your goals in front of you so you see them every day so you can manifest them and live your best life, right? That's our goal.
Exactly.
I love this. I love this so much. I think I'll be having my private party with my glow friends. So I'm excited. I love it. Well, I am so glad you shared this with us. And we are finishing a little early today, guys. But I think it's just because Ashely did such an amazing job telling us everything that we need to know about what's in the box and why we're doing the box. And so if you tuned in a little late, definitely go back so you can hear all the details. But I really appreciate you sharing everything tonight. I want to just remind everybody that you are successful in pink everywhere.com, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, minus the I, because Twitter will give you all the letters you need.
Exactly.
But if you look up successful in being pink, you will find Ashely. And she is giving us all a 10% off discount on the boxes. So definitely take advantage and get into one. I know sometimes in summer we kind of are like, it's summer. I'm just going to hang out and drink margaritas. But it's a great time to kind of reset on your goals. June is halfway through the year. Are you where you want to be? Where do you want to go? And, map it out now and, kind of get into those rhythms even in the summer. So I think that's really awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me on here. It was a pleasure. Again, everyone who is on, thank you for taking this time. You today have prioritized your health, and this was a part of your self-care journey. So huge props to you. And as I say at the end of all of my meditations, I wish you nothing but health, wealth, happiness, and success.
Thank you. I wish the same to you. And I just want to remind everybody, we are at members.beautifulbrowngirls.com. This is where you get first access to all of our events, everything that we have going on. So if you haven't already joined us on our members platform, please do that. Also, just want to remind you guys that I am normally on our Hey Beautiful chats, which are our monthly check-ins. So, I thought see technical difficulties, y'all. All right. I just wanted to throw up that picture so you guys knew what I was talking about.
So
And there it is. I'm fancy. So yeah, so join me every month. There's 4 monthly check-ins. I do 2. Aisha does 2. And we would love to see you there and check in. I hope you guys have an amazing night. And I'm going to figure out how to do our little ending beautiful branding thing that's created. Y'all give me a second. I'm new to this. Oh, thanks for watching.